Okay, guys, you know the drill. We got 4 drafts here today. These again are the sit and goes, 12 players each. Pretty cheap. This is the first one we're looking at here. We're on the clock, round 7. I got Ferguson queued up. I think he's just, he's probably just queued up because I queue up some players just in case for some reason I miss it. And I usually just queue up some players that are gonna have really low ADPs. So if we go by 80, so go by 80 ADP here, you can see we got Ferguson usually goes pick number 66 way earlier. That being said, that doesn't mean I'm going to take him. Um, in fact, I've been seeing this often where the players that I've queued up at the top are sitting longer, right? They all got higher ADPs for the most part compared to some of the players down here with lower ADPs. We got Ridley right here, and then we got Ferguson all the way down here. And some of that has to do with, I think, my ranks are set up for tournament style more than a sit and go style. So I adjust by not always going off of my ranks exactly. That way I can mix up my players some as opposed to just drafting every single team being the same. It also gets me thinking about kind of the right strategy and everything too. On this one here, and I've been seeing this recently too with some of my drafts where I'm going hardcore wide receiver and I've been reading about trying to figure out, when do I stop? And we're at 5 already out of 6 picks, and I feel like we kind of stop now. Um, Looking at the picks we have here, I mean Ferguson has the best ADP, but I don't have him ranked that well. Like I said, maybe not the same, but we're throwing him down here. And then we got Ridley, Moss, and Connor. Now, if I pull up some of my where I'm drafting these players at, I can see that what am I on pick number 80? I've only drafted Ridley once. Pick number 78 is what I took him at. Zach Moss, I've drafted him recently in these slows, and I've gotten him later than this. But I'm not sure where because I haven't finished any of them yet, so I don't have it plugged in where he's at. And then James Conner, I've been getting him an average of, if I can find him, average of 92. So like around a little more than a round. Well, I mean, I'm actually exactly a round after this for James Conner. Not that I've drafted him a ton though. I've got him. If I can find it here. There he is again. Like twice, so not a lot. So, and then Zach Moss, actually, once or twice now, but not a lot either. So these are 3 players I haven't drafted a lot of. Um, Ridley, the least of these players, and the only player that I've had to take at this type of pick as well. So this is interesting. Usually I would just go Ridley here a lot of times. That being said, I feel like Moss or Connor might be the right pick, to get that first running back. Now, looking at my team here, I do feel like this might be an interesting time to try it and see what happens. Go like 6 wide receivers and then don't draft another wide receiver until almost like the end. You get 1 or 2 more, but basically I'm wide receiver out for the most part if I get Ridley. He is round 5 by, which would kind of work with everything else. And if I take Ridley here, the nice thing that'll do is open up a bunch of quarterbacks that I can take at the end. I get like 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, and a bunch of a bunch of running backs as well, and see how that works out. Uh, I'll have Minnesota quarterback available. I think Atlanta quarterback. It's got to be still available, right? Yeah, definitely. Atlanta's still available. San Francisco, if they drop, Purdy sometimes drops. He's still available. Jacksonville, still available. New York Giants definitely still available. Cincinnati probably not. Burrow's probably gone. Yeah, Burrow's gone. And then if I take Ridley, then I got Tennessee available too as another one. And also, if I do this, they got a running back that I can take late. They got a running back I can take late. They got running backs I can take late. They have a running back I can take late. They have a running back I think can take late. Um, Tennessee has two running backs I can take late. So I feel like maybe just spamming the wide receivers right now could be a viable strategy in this one. And then just no, I'm not taking any more. If I look what's going on after this, they got 2, 2, 3, 2. So I could see maybe 3 running backs taken after this, maybe 4. If 3 or 4 running backs get taken after this, that would actually work out well, I think. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Warren's my favorite of all these, and Warren maybe comes back to me as well, which is what I'd want too, and that'd be a great start. I know he doesn't coordinate with any of that, but that's okay. It's sit and go. You don't really need to coordinate the same way. It's just nice to do. I think nice to do so if you can. I think so. I think taking Ridley here, and then knowing that I got a number of all fine options at running back left. And so even if they take some running backs, I should be okay. And then I'm at pick 104. There's still plenty of nice, any of these players could fall. Not, I don't know about Chubb, but these other players could fall, even to pick 113 as well, which is a sweet spot there's like a sweet spot for some interesting running backs in these drafts. So I've convinced myself I'm going Ridley with the first one, and then we're gonna see if we can get a bunch of running backs that fall after that, and maybe just scoop up some QBs if we can. These are all for the most part late round QBs, also minus Purdy, who is not as late of a QB, but he's kind of late. You know, he can sometimes make it to like this 104, 113 range. Probably not, but if he does, I would have to take him, I think. Okay. With that, we are going Calvin Ridley here, and I kind of like it. Drafted. Next one on the board. We got 2 hours left, round 9. So middle rounds again. I have 2 players queued up, Jackson Smith, Jigba, and Goff. If we scroll down to the team, this team's built out a little bit better as far as having a little bit of everything. 2 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and a tight end. And we're around 9 right now. Goff, I don't think is on the table here. I don't know. Again, he's probably just queued up because of ADP. Let's see. Yeah, these are ADP. At this pick 107, these are also interesting picks. Benson, definitely. Daniels, also. These 2 could possibly fall potentially. Well, Jackson Smith and Jigma, while his ADP is here 106, I don't see him fall at all. So I don't know why not. If we look at the draft board, you can actually see here, how many picks do we got? Just 1 pick. I thought I was here. Okay. He's got 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs and a QB. And who's available based on ADP? You could see him taking a running back. You could see him taking a QB. You could see him taking a tight end because he has no tight ends, and there's a couple tight ends available here. Houston. He's got Diggs. He's got Stroud. So and Dell. I mean, it looks like and he's got Barkley and Brown. So it looks like he knows what he's he's got a plan here as far as taking his players and trying to get some team stacks here. And so my guess is that he ends up with almost 100% Schultz as one of his picks here. You wouldn't want to lose him, is my guess. And then his second pick, I feel like it's got to be a wide receiver a little bit because he's already got 3 running backs, only 4 wide receivers. And so my guess is if I don't take Smith, he's probably not coming back to me, actually. I feel even stronger about that now. I didn't realize that there's only 1 player left, but this is a nice place to be in, actually. Which means his next pick is Schultz and maybe Sutton, one of these guys, Sutton, Dobbs, Samuel, something like that. Shakir, I guess those might all be picks, something like that. I think I go JSN here. That gives me 6 wide receivers. And then I do have another pick coming around, and I think that next pick is probably, I feel like Lawrence, this is a little too early. I only got, a running back correlation. He didn't really throw that much to the running back last year, if I'm not mistaken. And ETN's supposed to be like a big catcher, but he wasn't. I feel like it's Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, and then based on ADP, we got Benson here, and I think he's probably high up in my ranks too. Yeah, he's my top number one. So I feel like it's Jackson, Smith, and Jigma, and then maybe either Daniels if he falls to me, or Trey Benson as my next pick. After that, Brian Robinson at 115 would be a nice pick as well. Maybe it's Brian Robinson. I've moved him up, moved Brian Robinson up in my boards. Last but not least, we're looking at this one. Yeah. Okay. So on this one here, I had queued up, I think Pollard, Rice, Williams. I might even had Tua possibly as well, because I have Waddle here. So those were all options that all went like bam, 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 right next to each other. And so I'm left with what I got, but I think we got a plan here. I like the plan in place. It would have been nice to get Williams here as a bit more fun, at least. Williams here as a QB, and then on the way back around at 1, is he still available? No, he's gone. So never mind. I was gonna say if Adunze was there, but he's not. So I like it. We're going JSN here. And then again, just like the other draft, do we have options for quarterbacks? We got Rams, we got Jets. We got Rams, Jets, Jacksonville, and now Seattle is options here. And Daniels at 110 is actually not a bad pick either if I wanted to just get a rushing quarterback who I don't need to correlate at all, but I could correlate with the running back if he fell, if I got lucky and he fell. So we are going JSN here for wide receiver number 6 in round number 9. Let's take him. I like that one a lot as we talked it through because of the team after us. They took their players. Let's see who they took. They did take Schultz like we guessed. They took Edwards is who they took. Okay. I think we have an easy click here. We're going Benz. They took this. Obviously they're not on auto, I guess. Yeah, I guess maybe I don't know if that green was there before or not. Someone watch it, tell me. But they took Gus Edwards as their other pick here. But we were right, they took Schultz as one of them. I wonder why they took Edwards. Is there a reason why? Don't know why. Okay. I like Benson here a lot. Well, Daniels is a nice pick as well right here. I feel like this is another one where I might end up with 3 quarterbacks, basically no matter what. And Benson is hopefully high upside to the consistency, my anchor here. And then Swift, who knows if he can keep the job the whole season or not. Hopefully he does, I guess, for this team. But I like Benson here. Good pick. And it gives us options on the way back. We're going Benson. Okay, there we go. Next one. This video is going longer. Hopefully it is okay. Hey, this is the Richardson team that we had in a prior video. And just to kind of check out that other video if you're enjoying this. I gave a what do you do when you draft Richardson, and I drafted him here. And my strategy was to avoid the tight ends. And there's Pitts one right there, Ingram one right there, and then I didn't take Kittle. That Kittle would have been, a normal pick here, I think, a little bit, but I took Allen. Watch the video for reasons why, but it had to do with waiting on tight end was a big part of it. Also, I didn't mention the video, but Downs and the other wide receivers for the Colts are in play here too, among other players. Hall maybe at the end, and then the tight end for the Colts was the big player that I want to hear, Woods. Okay, so on this one here, I passed up on the tight end. I end up with another wide receiver here, which is nice. That gave me looks like 4 wide receivers, yeah, and that put me in my flex. This is and I kind of like the way this one's starting out right now. Well, we'll see what I pick here, but I could do anything here. I'm gonna avoid. I think we're past the tight ends, and I'm gonna avoid. Yeah, look at that. If we go by ADP, we got Bowers. I'm not taking Bowers here at all, and that would kind of go against what I want to do. And hey, there's Connor. Same running backs as the other one. In fact, I feel like look at this. We can push one of those again if we want to. Maybe here. Let's see who's after us. They got 1 running back and 3 running backs. So this guy's probably taking a running back. This guy here is probably not taking a running back. He's got 2 in the first. He's got 3 in the first 5 picks. So he would be rather silly to go and grab a running back there. So you got to think that at least 1 running back is going to be taken. Let's go back to running backs real quick. At least 1 running back will be taken, maybe 2. Now, if we just go by ADP, that Brooks or Warren as my second running back, pick 87. I like Warren here more than Brooks. In these drafts, I don't know how he's going to be at the end of the season. That being said, if you take him as my number 2, I'd feel better about that than if I was taking him as my number 1 running back. So I wouldn't feel bad about it, but there's 4 that I would feel fine with for the most part. We're not taking another QB here. Not at this point. We'll let something push down. I mean, all those quarterbacks could fall another round, back to me, not in the next round, but the round after that, and I could probably push it then to like 111, probably. So we're not going quarterback. We're not going tight end. We're not going running back, right? It leaves, I guess, wide receiver. And I got it sorted by ADP. Let's go by rank first. Okay, yeah, just like before, right? I got the same wide receivers here available. Last time I said I was going to pass on these and take, who did I take? Ridley in the first one. Ridley's not that I'm looking for Ridley at all. I'm definitely not. Now, the thing about this one here, I actually think this might 93. So if I don't take him here, and if I'm taking a running back here, he's probably not falling. I mean, I think I've seen him fall to 106, but the chances are he's probably not falling to 106. I already got 1 Chicago wide receiver, and I don't have any correlations here with these ones at all. And this kind of fits with my strategy here too, in that if I go Odunze here, and then I can grab a running back at 87, and then when I come back around here to 106, like, is that like Cole Kmet, Caleb Williams? What do we got? Caleb Williams, maybe at 106, that'd be fun. And then Cole Kmet, 122, 111. I might just take him a little early at 111. And that actually would be interesting. Kind of work with my strategy perfectly in that I got some running backs. I built out my wide receivers here. I got two QBs already, and I don't have to take a third one in that case. Um, risky play here, but then I um, have a decent first tight end, and I waited, and I ended up with the tight end that really matched. I ended up with another tight end that matches later on, and I get a third tight end on this team. I like it. We're doing it. Okay. We are going to go to, we're taking them early. Different than I said in the other one, where I don't do that a lot, but I don't end up with Keenan Allen in my flex often, and with a plan that is kind of coming to place. We're drafting Roma Dunze here, and we're feeling good. Should we go him or no? Because any of these running backs work. This is the only quarterback or wide receiver that works with our theory here. We're doing it. It also makes sense because he's already taken, yeah, all the other quarterback. Well, Purdy's not taken, but Purdy was Samuel. I mean, out of all the players on San Francisco, Deebo Samuel's probably the one that the receiver you don't need Purdy for because he's doing stuff out of the backfield, stuff like that too, a lot of gadget stuff. Okay, we're going to Dunze, and I think it's a pretty interesting strategy we got here. Let's do it. We got one more here. This last one, we're gonna do. Wow, we're getting 6 for the price of 4 today. I got one player, Terry McLaurin, queued up at 72. I haven't drafted McLaurin in forever, and he's been going in the 60s in like every round and every draft. Look at here. I got still a flex open. I think we're guaranteed to take McLaurin here, and they'll give us a reason later on to take one of the players we've been talking about every draft, which is Daniels maybe as well on this one. Who knows? We'll find out. That being said, we got a lot of 14 already going on. Collins, Dell, Andrews. We're not going to worry about it. We're still taking McLaurin with one of our picks. Pretty sure. Worthy's okay. Look at this. Same part of the board again. Worthy has been dropping, and I'm surprised it hasn't. I mean, by the end of the day today, I don't know how the rest of the drafts are going, but I wouldn't be surprised if this like went up into 80 or something like that. I've been seeing him get drafted so late. I He might drop to 96 potentially. I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch, but he might drop there. And I don't need to take him here. Definitely, I can get him somewhere else later if he keeps on dropping the way he is. Um, Godwin is an interesting pick. A little early for him, but I haven't taken a lot of Godwin, but and on this team I wouldn't. But Godwin's been one of those players where I'm like, hey, if I draft a couple rookies or whatever, or if I go a different route and don't have a lot of wide receivers, Godwin can probably be a rather consistent receiver for me. So I've been taking him. Deontay Johnson might be one of those players as well, but a little less proven because a new team, what is considered a lesser quarterback as well. But second year, he could have a big jump. But we're going McLaurin here. I'm not seeing anything based on rank that everything's like a reach for the most part, except for again, Coleman's even reach. We got Ferguson again here. I got Andrews, and again, I'm not taking Ferguson in this round here unless I have to. Not even in a 87, right? Not even in a tournament style. Love. What do I got to say about Love? Okay, trying to get a new contract. He falls sometimes, and that's when I take him. I think it's like in the 80s that I've been taking him, just because usually you don't have players on his team ahead of time unless you got Reed or the running back Jacobs. So this one here, I think a running back is the way we're gonna go, and I guess it's really between these two right here for the most part. Yeah. And I could get, hey, there's Warren again, and I could see him 96. He's right in that sweet spot. So I've drafted Warren a lot at one point, and then I haven't drafted him at all recently. So maybe I get to draft Warren in a bunch of leagues here. I think this is another one. I think I'm going to go white just because I got a decent amount of Stevenson. I I haven't drafted white once, and this is the first chance to draft him essentially at ADP. So I think I'm going to go white. I'm going to go McLaurin is what I'm going to do. That will get me 4 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end through 7 rounds. That's pretty good right there. It opens up San Francisco. It opens up Las Vegas if you really want to do it. The Washington, like we were saying as well. San Francisco makes sense if I can get him to come back around, which that would be nice if he did. I think I'd have to take him at 96, right? Definitely. Let's queue him for fun. Let's queue up. What do I go? Do I do 2 quarterbacks next round after this? That'd be fun. Get them both out of the way. I could do it, right? Based on how I've drafted the rest of the team, I think. I'd be a little weak on wide receiver potentially at that point, but I wouldn't be totally weak. I got decent wide receiver. I got strong wide receivers here overall, and I'll have another one in McLaurin here. Okay, we're doing it. Zamir White at 72, then McLaurin at 73. And here is McLaurin. Okay, 4 drafts, 6 picks. So some bonus action on today's video. Give me a comment on this. Let me know if my logic is sound. I kind of feel good about the way we went on this one. Maybe I'm getting okay at this. Tell me I'm not, though. That's probably closer to the truth. See you on the next one. Peace.